Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Director of Design, Derek Jenkins.
All right. We've got a good crowd tonight, obviously. Well, first of all, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Love you too. Love you guys. Can always count on the enthusiast, right? Okay. First of all, welcome. We have a really great event planned for you tonight. I'd like to first say this will be streamed live in three locations here in California, Barcelona, Spain, and of course, Tokyo, Japan. So it's fair to say that this is slightly bigger than a really big deal. So I'd also like to welcome our Senior Executive Manager, Marumoto-san. Is he back there? He's also a really big deal. So we're so glad you could come out here and be with us on this very special occasion. So I've been fortunate enough to be at Mazda for about 5 years now, and I've been fortunate enough to work on almost all of the new products that we have coming to market. And it's been such an exciting time to be here. But when the opportunity comes along to work on something like the MX-5, it's really kind of a situation where you have to pinch yourself because it's a bit of a dream, really, to be able to work on something like this. And then the next thought that comes into your mind is, God, I hope we don't screw this up, you know, because of folks like you, it's a big deal, right? And it's interesting because there's a lot of pressure to do a great car because of the huge enthusiast base and because of the legacy the car has behind it. You know, what Bob Hall and Tom Matano set in motion in 1989 really had a profound impact on the overall car industry in that it let the car industry kind of breathe again, get back to its roots, focus on cars that were really about enthusiasm, passion, emotion. So some really great cars followed the MX-5, but none were really quite like the MX-5, right? The MX-5 was all about that fun to drive, like nothing before. And we're so lucky at Mazda to have such an icon. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but I believe it's absolutely valid and deserving, and I hope you guys agree. Good. So, needless to say, the pressure was high, and we wanted to focus on really how to really keep that core DNA that is the MX-5, really focus on that quintessential roadster that everybody loves. So the pressure was very high. We started with the basics, simple, lightweight, affordable, and of course, completely in sync with the driver. Jinbai Itai, you guys know that, right? So very important to the core essence of the car. At the end of the day, the car had to be balanced. The design had to be balanced. And as you know, that's not an easy thing to do. On one hand, you go too far, you go too radical, you go too modern with the car, and you run the risk of alienating the enthusiasts. You run the risk of the car losing what the core essence is all about. But on the other hand, the risk is equally great. If you don't go far enough, if you don't go new enough, you run the risk of not capturing the hearts and minds of potential new enthusiasts and even hindering the car's long-term life. So we had to get that balance right, that balance between the classic roadster and something totally modern and new. And I really believe we've captured that in this car. Classic roadster, totally modern design, state-of-the-art technology. Now, this has been an absolute labor of love, blood, sweat, and tears, as you can imagine, and we're all very proud. Should we get to it? All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 2016 Mazda MX-5. Here it is, guys. So, never before in the history of this car has the jump from generation to generation been so profound as it is with this car. And I'd like to just point out some key aspects that have made that possible. As you can see, the car is clearly wider and lower than today's car. We've managed to get the hood of the car impossibly low, which is so important for that classic roadster feeling. You can see we've brought the nose all the way down and given the car a lot more confidence and attitude this time around. That's something we really got from you, the enthusiasts, that you wanted to see that in the car, but still be that Mazda face, still tie in to the Kodo generation of vehicles. If you come around the side here, you'll see that we've pulled this very dramatic fender line and A-post all the way back, again, giving that cab rearward feeling. And we've blacked out the A-post and mirrors. Again, that creates a drama and makes it a lot more contemporary, I feel. Very low dip at the belt line, giving you that open feeling, good visibility when you're driving. And then all the power and strength comes through this hip area and puts the power on the rear wheel, giving them that classic FR proportion. Around the back, very dramatic taper. It pulls all the way into the taillights, and that really accentuates these very wide rear fenders. Lastly, the interior. This is an interior like no other MX-5 before. We really wanted to get a much more aspirational, high-quality feeling. So there's tremendous attention to detail, fit and finish, bright work, but all the while being completely symmetrical and driver focused so you can really experience the purity of the driving of this car. So needless to say, this was a global effort. This is a combination of my team in California, our colleagues in Europe, as well as, of course, our amazing, talented team in Japan. It's really a global effort, and I have to say, I'm truly, truly proud of this result, and I hope you guys are as well.